Council of World Affairs is a non-governmental and non-profit making organization with a commitment to foreign policy deliberations and other key issues of global concern. Without making any delay, I would like to request Mr. Hemant Kharel, President NCWA, to deliver welcome speech and make an introductory remark. Mr. Hemant Kharel.
Chief Guest, Right Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Sher, deuba, Special Guest, Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs, Dr. Narayan Khadga, His Excellencies, former Foreign Ministers and senior officers of Nepal government, former President and member and office bearers of Nepal Council of World Affairs, distinguished guests, friends from media, ladies and gentlemen. It's my great privilege to welcome Right Honorable Prime Minister of Nepal, Mr. Sher deuba, as a chief guest on the occasion of 74th anniversary of Nepal Council of World Affairs. On this happy occasion, I would also like to extend warm welcome to Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Narayan Khadga, Excellencies, distinguished guests, friends from media and NCWA family. It gives me immense pleasure to extend sincere thanks and warm greetings to all well-wishers of Nepal Council of World Affairs. Think tanks generally in any part of the world provide platforms for generating ideas and offer the advice on various pertinent policy issues based on research and informed judgment. They also engage in policy advocacy and play important roles in designing and recommending strategic plan and policy. NCWA, with its unique 7-decade-long history, has been involved in facilitating interaction among diplomats, academicians, professionals, politicians, and experts on the contemporary issue and other relevant topics. It has also continued to provide forum for policy dialogues on the issue of national and international concern and interest. Foreign policy of any country represents its core national interest and is rightly viewed as a judicious mix of continuity and change. The Nepal foreign policy largely reflects continuum and encompasses a fine plane of principle and pragmatism with a view to protecting and promoting our national interests. Nepali people are proud of their independent history and sovereignty. The Constitution of Nepal provides a broad framework, policy framework for conduct of independent foreign policy, such as commitment to UN Charter, the principles of Panchashil, non-alignment, international law, and the norms of world peace, serving as a guiding principle for our international relations. Sovereign equality, mutuality of interest, justice, and equity, and mutual respect provide the basics for conduct of our diplomatic relations. National consciousness on major issues of domestic and international interest and concern among the prominent political parties will no doubt help to minimize the risks and maximize opportunity. Political parties and their leaders are expected to commit themselves, both in word and deed, to put the nation first before everything else. The geopolitical risks for Nepal due to its geostrategic position are high. In a changing international order, it is extremely difficult for a small country like Nepal to remain neutral on the gravitational pull of powerful nations and avoid possibilities of being the victim of the great power politics. In order to minimize risks, Nepal needs to conduct smart diplomacy and pursue cooperative partnership at bilateral and multilateral level for achieving its goal and interest. Nepal's relation with development partners have been very important part of our foreign relations, as we attach high importance to our relation with the permanent members of UN Security Council, European Union and its member states, traditional donors and other development partners. But for the last few years, foreign direct investment inflows are not encouraging, while import is increasing and export remains stagnant. Nepal for decades has been suffering from a paradox of underinvestment and severe capacity constraint, even to spend whatever the limited financial resources are available. Therefore, we need to increase absorptive capacity, good governance in practice, rule of law, trust and confidence from our development partners. These efforts may help the country to achieve economic prosperity and social justice. In conclusion, on behalf of Nepal Council of World Affairs, on my own behalf, permit me once again to take this opportunity to extend our greetings and warm welcome to all distinguished participants who are assembled here to celebrate the 74th anniversary of Nepal Council of World Affairs. I thank you all for sparing your valuable time and for your gracious presence. Thank you.
Now, I would like to request Right Honorable Prime Minister and Chief Guest of this function to inaugurate this function by lighting the traditional lamp panels. To release our annual journal 2022. Now, I would like to humbly request the Right Honorable Prime Minister Sher deuba to address this function.
Honorable Foreign Minister, Chairman and Office Bearer of Nepal Council of World Affairs, Excellencies, distinguished guests, friends from media, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to begin by extending warm congratulations to Nepal Council of World Affairs on its 74th anniversary celebration. I also thank Nepal Council of World Affairs for inviting me for this important meeting. Established more than 7 decades ago, the Council has lived up to its vision of becoming a forum for discussion issues of national and international importance. The theme chosen by this year's general strategic importance for the policy of Nepal is timely and relevant. Dear friends, nearly 9 months since President government assumed office, Common Millennium Program announced by the government has outlined major priorities to pursue the protection and promotion of national interest and well-being of the people, remaining the foremost priority of the present government. In addition, attaining high and equitable economic development creation, foundation of socio-economic transformations, implementation of the federalism as well as completion of the maintaining task of peace process. Among others, also constitute our priorities. On the external front, the principle of Panchashila, non-alignment, the UN Charter, international law, and norms of world peace continue to guide us in the conduct of our foreign policy. Protection of the sovereignty, territorial integrity, and national independence and national interests become the supreme priority and responsibility of the government. The present government pursued independent and balanced foreign policy. Our focus has been on strengthening and expanding our relations with our immediate neighbors, extended neighbors, major powers, development partners, neighbor destination countries, and all other countries on the basis of sovereign equality, mutual respect, mutual trust, and mutual benefits. We will allow our territory to be used for any activities against our neighbors and other countries. We continue to advocate for the liberal, rule-based, just, fair, and cooperative global order that enables developing countries, the least developed countries in particular, so to develop itself. We remain committed to realize our national development aspirations, including achieving of the sustainable development goals and to fulfill our national commitments. With the central focus on promoting interest of Nepal and Nepali people. Our foreign policies aim at enhancing country's image in the international community, obtaining maximum goodwill, support and cooperation from all countries, and creating a conducive international environment to achieve international environment through active and effective diplomacy. Despite the limitations posed by COVID-19, government has been continuing to intensify international engagement. I attended the climate summit in Glasgow. I also addressed the various other multilateral forums of significance to Nepal, such as World Food Summit, Energy Summit, and World Leader Summit virtually. I participated virtually in the Summit for Democracy hosted by US President. Nepal's active and meaningful participation in those forums have helped enhance international visibility and provided opportunity to voice our principal priorities and concern with issues of global importance such as climate change, food security, vaccine equality, democracy, and good governance, among others. Mountainous countries like ours are more vulnerable to climate change than others. We have been engaged with our friends and development partners for enhanced global climate finance and technology transfer in order to promote green, clean, and climate resilient development for finance our mitigation and adaptation efforts. Our diplomatic relations have been expanded to 173 countries since the government came into office Nepal's image and credibility in the international area has been substantially enhanced. The enormous international goodwill towards Nepal and Nepal people, even expanding Nepal diaspora, our culture and civilization heritage will our soft power. We will continue to harness existing soft power and build on its strength for long-term benefit of the country and the people. Our faith in the principle and purposes of the UN Charter is unwavering. We attach equal importance to all three pillars of the United Nations and emphasize the strengthening of the development pillar for the protection of interests of the landlocked countries, small and developing countries. Our commitment to the promotion and protection of human rights is total, which is demonstrated in our impartial objective role at the UN Human Rights Project. We continue to maintain independent position. We continue to maintain our independent position on major issues of global concern. We support peaceful settlement of all the international disputes, consider diplomacy and dialogue in the most legitimate means of reducing differences in resolving conflict. We oppose use of force against sovereignty of any country, which is contrary to the principle of the UN Charter. Our commitment and contribution to the international peace and security is well reflected by our active participation in the UN mandated peacekeeping operation around the world over 6 decades. We believe that UN system with the multilateral rules and architecture are perfect. They must be reformed to reflect the present day reality and to deliver on the agreed global development goals, including 2030 agenda for sustainable development. However, we believe that only alternative to the United Nations is more strengthened United Nations and it must be center of multilateral. We support general and complete disarmament, especially of all weapons of mass destruction. We condemn terrorism in all its forms and manifestations. The present government is fully committed to bring an economic transformation in the country at the earliest possible and improve quality of life of people. Therefore, the mainstay of Nepal's diplomacy is the pursuit of economic agenda. We will strive to promote our vital economic interests through activities aimed at attracting more foreign investment in our national priority sectors, expanding our export trade, promoting tourism, and among others. Promoting and protecting the interests of our migrant workers and diaspora as well as attracting their remittances and producing sector of national economy remains our priority in economic diplomacy. We will also strive to building connectivity and infrastructure and widening avenues of cooperation with all neighbors, conformity with our national interest priorities. We have taken Nepal's graduation from LDC status as a long-held national aspiration and we must attain relevant milestone. We believe the graduation will help boost national morale and enhance country's overall image. The graduation will have positive impact in tourism, investment, and will offer opportunity for modernizing our economy, enhancing our competitive capacity. In initial years, following graduation, we have to face some challenges in export trade, bilateral assistance, and other economic areas. To mitigate the challenges, we must undertake comprehensive preparation in the spirit of nation as a whole. $500 million assistance of the US government under the FCC has been recently approved by the Federal Parliament. The ratification of MCC agreement will affirm our commitment to the national development. I have taken a discussion and debate over MCC as a normal democratic process for informed decision making. The relevant agencies will now carry it forward to the implementation and ensure timely completion of the project. Dear friends, our Constitution has also been created for the behalf of democracy, such as sovereign power of the people, inclusive and federal democratic system of governance, civil liberties, adult franchise, and periodic election. We cannot afford to lose the game we have made. Political actors alone are not enough to safeguard the political achievements. All segments of society should contribute to building a democratic cultures as a way of life. Nepali Congress believes in free and fair political election. As we all are aware, the government has announced that election at the local level will be held on 14th May 2020. I am confident that this democratic exercise will further institutionalize and strengthen our democracy and empower people. The government is committed to timely elections of provincial assemblies and the federal parliament, as well as per the constitution and laws. Finally, I once again congratulate Council of Nepal Council of Board Affairs on the 74th University establishment. I wish courses continued success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Right Honorable Prime Minister. We, all the members of Nepal Council of Affairs, are very much encouraged by your address. Now, we have an item to present a memento to our special guest and chief guest. I would like to request Mr. Hemant Kharel, President of NCWA, to present my memento to Right Honorable Prime Minister Sher deuba as the chief guest of this program, and similarly to Dr. Narayan Khadga, Honorable Minister, special guest of this program. Now, I would like to request Mr. Ramesh Singh, Secretary General of NCWA, to make a vote of thanks.
My greetings, Mr. Chairman, Chief Guest, Right Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Sher, deuba, special guest, Honorable Foreign Minister Mr. Dr. Narayan Kharga, Your Excellencies, respected guests, Council members, ladies and gentlemen. I am very pleased to present before this August gathering a vote of thanks on the special occasion of the 74th anniversary of the Nepal Council of World Affairs. Here, it would be quite relevant to review our achievements and chart our future course of actions in making Nepal Council of World Affairs a vibrant and effective national think tank organizations that would contribute to Nepal's foreign policy, deliberations, and other key issues of global concerns on which President of Nepal Council of World Affairs has already highlighted to some extent in his welcome remark. With these words, I would like to express my gratitude to the Right Honorable Prime Minister for accepting our invitations to be the chief guest in our 74th anniversary program, for delivering his keynote address, reflecting on various dimensions of Nepal's foreign policy, and releasing the Nepal Council of World Affairs Annual Journal 2022. Similarly, I would also like to express my gratitude to our guest of honor, Honorable Foreign Minister, for his valuable presence. I would also like to thank Your Excellency, respected guests, and the Council members for their valuable presence in making today's program a great success. I would like to thank contributors of the articles and the providers of the advertisement in the journal. Last but not the least, I'd like to thank our council staffs who had worked day and night to make behind the scene to make this program a great success. Thank you very much.